4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranch here, Bree Cup commentary. This is going to be the losers match in Group 7 of the MSL Survivor Tournament. Played between Luxury, aka Practice, and Modesty. On the map match point, the colors are way too much alike. Okay, they changed them. Very nice. It's going to be ketchup and mustard, or mustard and ketchup, whichever you want. We're going to have Modesty at the lower left-hand position as the yellow zerg, and that means we're going to have Luxury, aka Practice, at the upper right-hand position as the red zerg. This, I think, is the 19th overall MSL Survivor Tournament ever done. The MSL is a younger tournament than the on-GameNet Star League. And I think it had a different name before it was called the MSL. I forget what it was. The KP something? The KP... I'm not really sure. I forget. It's a little bit of history that I got to go and review again. You know, it's like there's stuff like about Alexander the Great that you should know, but you kind of don't remember. There's stuff about World War II that because you're a history buff, you should know, but you forget. So you have to go back and check that again. Did Churchill smoke a lot of cigars? That's not a hard question. But was Churchill an avid smoker of cigars in the hot tub while he was thinking about strategy? I'm sure he was, but I just don't quite remember. So yeah, this is going to be a match point in the ZVZ. I haven't casted ZVZ in a while. I haven't been casting StarCraft at all in a while. But it's really nice to get back kind of into the fold. And it's kind of different for me now because I get to sit around with no headset on, just a microphone in my hand, and the game's playing right in front of me on my TV, which is awesome. But Luxury, really, ZVZ, not where it used to be. It used to have fairly decent ZVZ, but lately he's been kind of not doing too well. Both players going to go for 12 hatch builds, or they're going to go economy heavy on a 2-player map. I'm always as shocked by seeing that on a 2-player map, but distances are fairly decent on this map. Aerial ones are, you know, kind of even Steven. Distance not too short, not too long, but for ground units the distance is fairly long, so it's fairly bit of ground to cover, so I guess players feel safe enough. It's not quite the distance in Odd Eye, maybe, or maybe it is, because actually in the Odd Eye it's pretty much a straight line towards your opponent's base, almost. On this base, you get kind of like nukes and crannies, and a detour there, and a U-turn there, and holy crap, where is this? This is a dead end. But has that ever happened to you? So I'm really not surprised by what they followed. Go for 12 hatch, followed it by 11 pull, 10 extractor. I think that's what happened. Why am I giving numbers? I don't know. But they're just gonna continue massing up, and I'm assuming this is just gonna be standard 2-base quick lair into, you know, Spire into Mutalisks and all of that shebang. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming they're going to be going for some Zerglings out on the ground. I'm not really quite sure. Very quick layer coming in from Luxury anyway. Going to see whether Modesty does exactly the same thing. And I really got a fear for Luxury. He's a guy, yep, same thing. Just really fear for Luxury because he's a guy I want in my MSL tournament, but since winning the Lost Saga MSL, he just has not been on the map much at all, really. Hasn't really been much on the map at all. Yeah, he did very well while he was at OGN. Then he went over to KT, and then he won a Star League. And then he just kind of, fell into mediocrity. It's kind of sad. Okay, apparently put down a second colony there because he saw a couple of Zerglings coming at his base, and I think he overestimated the numbers, or maybe underestimated. He has a couple of his own Zerglings out in the field. Should be producing more on the ground fairly soon, so I think he's going to have enough to reinforce. Second colony is not going to be put down by him. He cancel that, but still, it's already a little bit, you know, sloppy, actually. Already a little bit of middles lost into absolutely nothingness that he really needs, would like at this point. We're going to see Modesty going to pull in with 4 Zerglings. One of them instantly getting picked up. Might get a drone there. Not quite sure if he managed to get that. Did meanwhile sneak up one right inside the main. Probably did not get the drone, but it has one single Zergling inside the main. Going to spot everything out. Going to spot the same build. Oh, trying to attack and weaken another drone. Might even still manage to get one. I think he got one there. Unless, no, I think that's actually one of his own Zerglings that's being dead. And Luxury smartly using, I think, the injured drone to pull the Spire again. Going to go try to pick off a single drone. Oh! One single drone getting picked off. And, you know, at this point in this game, a drone is very critical. A drone is uber important in a ZVZ. You lose the one drone, you're already losing capacity. It won't hit it. It won't hit you right away. But in 2 minutes, you're gonna have a slightly slower mineral intake in your opponent. And it's so very important in ZVZ to have your builds. You know, if you're going to fight toe-to-toe with a guy, you need to have your micro up, but you also need to have your builds pretty much exactly the same. So you have the same amount of troops. If you have the same amount of troops, then at the very least you can entrust everything in your micro/micro. There's sort of a very important flow between the micro and macro that you need as ZVZ. Luxury going to go very heavily on the Zerging, so not really any Mutos out for yet either of them. Modesty, meanwhile, moving out a little bit, trying to pick off something. Luxury was thinking of trying to take advantage of that, but almost gets his entire forces surrounded. Now it's just going to be Zergins on Zergins. And I think Modesty has a few more on the ground. He's actually putting some of them back while engaging. Some you have to be very careful. Has some of his reinforcements at the back. Don't really know why. He's actually, I think he's putting himself in a position where he feels more comfortable. I think Luxury actually has more Zergins inside the base now. Very close. He's going to be penetrating into a natural expansion. Should pick off a few drones while he's holding off Modesties. He's actually going to be able to win this battle, but I think Modesty is going to have reinforcements on the ground, maybe even in the air very soon. Said very many times there. Ooh, I said very again. He's going to go. Luxury's going to penetrate right inside of Modesty's base. He should be able to do some heavy damage there. Oh, man, the drones all being pulled off the line. He really needs to go around and start picking some of these drones off right now. There are Mutalists out in the air. He really needs to equalize the damage done. Mutalists might even start damaging him very heavily. Needs to start picking apart these drones. Modesty's doing overall very beautiful micro of the drones, just running and gunning them around. Not even sure if he's lost a single one yet. Luxury's being told to turn to mush. But Modesty, I'm not even sure if you lost a single Zergling in that entire thing. Now he's going to move up with his Mutos, going to pick off his Overlord. But Modesty with absolutely beautiful drone micro there to stay very well alive. Luxury has his own Mutos out in the air, and just going to come down to Muta on Muta at this point. I'm not really quite sure if any drones lost. I think a drone or two lost. So I've definitely got the natural expansion, but he still did a very good job. He should have lost a lot more than he did with a number of Mutalists that. With the number of Zergins that were on the ground. Meanwhile, now another Overlord going to get picked off by Modesty. So Luxury, meanwhile, has some Scourge out there along with his Mutalists. Does not have as many Mutalists, so has to be definite to hit. Has to be very careful to hit with those Scourge in the air, and has to be. Yeah, he has to spend some mineral spawning Overlords right now. Can't really do much else at the moment. Not mining gas that is natural from what I saw. He's mining gas that is main. Now both players just kind of floating around. Are we going to engage? Are we going to engage? Are we going to engage? Nuke claims that ZVZs are more boring than TVTs. And they are in a certain respect that they're always the same thing in the end. Almost always. Unless the game goes like uber long time. Like we had a couple of times in the last MSL demo, that was awesome. But often enough, it's just the same thing, over and over. And that's not really never fun. Oh, man. The Luxury's going to lose a third Overlord. Oh, man, this is bad. It needs to start engaging and doing some damage. Last time he Scourge really didn't help. But Modesty has more Mutas in the air and has some Scourge alongside to support. I just don't think Luxury has enough economy, really. Modesty, meanwhile, mining gas that is not explode, has the idle drone. That's bad. Idle drone and a ZVZ. That's pretty much the same as losing a drone. Luxury, meanwhile, not mining at all his own man and doing some sloppy micro there, just running his own Mutos right into fire and Scourge attacks. Getting some decent shots of Modesty's own Mutalists. Modesty actually retreating for a little bit. Meanwhile, 4 Zergins going to run right inside. Luxury has a couple to help himself defend. Probably going to lose both of them, at least one of them. And the 4 Zergins are going to be running right inside of Luxury's base. Luxury's going to be in a lot of trouble. Need some practice. Has Mutos, meanwhile, running back just to make sure none of that damage happens. Those are going to just run back, take pot shots at the hatch and just run. You know what? I don't think it's a very good idea. How do you know? You don't have a consciousness. You're controlled by an Overlord. Oh. Oh, well. Actually, I don't think they're controlled by the Overlord. I think they're actually controlled by the Queens, but the Overlord kind of lets you give control. And I do not have full control or understanding of the Zerg biological mental control of a gigantic army of stuff mechanic. So sorry. Let's see. Luxury still just kind of holding himself on his natural expo. Has one drone, I think, mining the extra gas. Modesty, meanwhile, built up a fairly large army of Scourge with the extra gas is streaming and definitely can build more Scourge, also adding an Overlord. So he's just slowly building up his economy. Not really sure if he's committing anything to drones. I don't think he is, just committing mostly to army, and I think this is just going to come out to one big old battle. For those of you wondering where that weird saying of the weird battle comes from, that comes from Super Mario 60 Super Mario Kart 64. Scourge all over the place, engaging everything. Okay, Modesty, they're letting go of his Scourge for a little, just letting him sit there and coming get picked off. Luxury, getting even more Mutalisks hit. Oh god, he got some decent shots on the Scourge to start off with, but then just sloppy micro runs himself right into Scourge. When you fly around, you Kinda need a spotter, mate. Meanwhile, gonna get a zerg inside. Gonna take Potch at the spire instead of trying to pick off a drone. One drone actually came off the line. Then all gas mining drones just come off the line and kill him. Actually, interesting. Modesty had 4 drones mining gas. I actually saw a not a survey, but sort of a article on TeamLiquid.net where they said that statistically, if you can afford it, 4 drones actually mine you a bit more gas over time. I mean, players always thought that it's just 3, and 3 will get you the max amount you get, but they apparently made a lot of tests, and nope, it's actually 4 drones. But you know, you need that extra drone. It's not that big a difference, but if you can afford it, it's enough. And now I'm actually not focusing at all on the micro, and I think Luxury is definitely losing. More reinforcements coming in. Scourge should be able to hit those Mutalisks if they can. Both players fighting each other, and Luxury losing every single one of the Mutalisks. As soon as that happens, he GG's. Damn it, guys. I'm talking about something interesting, scientific and stuff, and you just go and interrupt me. Whatever. So GG, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Final match next.